Hey friends, it's Miss Victoria. So today I'm going to show you two different science experiments that you can do at home with baking soda and with vinegar. Okay friends, so for our first experiment we need some baking soda, some vinegar, 3 small containers, our blue, red, and yellow food coloring, and a dropper, as well as a dish. So what we're going to do first is we're going to pour our vinegar into our small containers, and you just need a little bit, not too much. Okay friends, and now we're going to put our food coloring into our vinegar. So we're just going to add 1 drop of blue food coloring, red food coloring, and yellow. And we're going to mix it up inside. Okay, and now taking our baking soda, we're gonna sprinkle an even coat on the bottom of our dish. And so friends, we have the colors blue, red, and yellow here. Do you know what kind of colors these are? These are the primary colors. And primary colors are the 3 colors that make every other color. So, as we learn what baking soda and vinegar do together, we're also going to learn how to mix different colors. So, we're going to take our dropper, and if you don't have a dropper at home, you can just use a small little spoon to add little droplets onto your baking soda. I'm going to take my dropper, and I'm going to take a little bit of the blue vinegar, and I'm going to drop the blue vinegar onto the baking soda. And do you see what's happening, friends? This is called a chemical reaction. So when the vinegar and the baking soda get together, it creates bubbles. It's a chemical reaction. Can you hear it? Can you hear the baking soda and the vinegar together? So now I'm going to do some red next to the blue. So there we have a red. And now I'm going to do the yellow. Do you see how it's making bubbles? Inside the bubbles is gas, it's air. So when vinegar and baking soda mix together, they make air. So now friends, we're gonna mix the colors together and see what we get. Do you have any idea what yellow and red make together? Can you guess what color yellow and red make? Let's find out. I'm gonna mix some red and yellow over here. There's my red, and I'm going to add some yellow. And friends, what color is mixing in the red and the yellow? We get orange. So as we mix the red and the yellow, we get orange. Now we're going to mix red and blue. What do you think red and blue are going to make? They make purple. So red and blue make purple. So now we're gonna mix blue and yellow. Can you guess what blue and yellow are gonna make? Let's mix it together and see. So when we add blue and yellow, we get green. Yeah, we get green. So friends, we've mixed orange, we've made purple and green from our 3 primary colors, which are blue, red, and yellow. And we've made a whole mixture of different chemical reactions. And so just to end off, we're gonna see what happens when we mix them all together. Do you see all the bubbles? Isn't that so cool? So for the first experiment, what you need is a jar, either a balloon or a plastic glove, a rubber band, some baking soda, and some vinegar. So first what we're gonna do is pour some vinegar into our jar. We just want to fill it about halfway, a little less than halfway. And then we're gonna fill our balloon or our plastic glove with some baking soda. So now that I have my baking soda in my glove and my vinegar in my glass or in my jar, I'm gonna add some food coloring to my vinegar. Now this step isn't super important, but it just looks a lot cooler if you have some colors in there. And I'm gonna mix blue and yellow. Does anyone know what color comes from blue and yellow? Let's find out. So I'm gonna mix some yellow with some blue. And now I'm gonna mix it up with a spoon. And what color did we get? We got green, yeah. Green, just like the leaves of the plants that we're learning about in our spring and plants unit. So now we have some green vinegar. So we have our green vinegar and our baking soda in our glove. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the glove around the mouth of the jar, but I'm not gonna flip it up yet. I don't want the baking soda to touch the vinegar just yet. I wanna put my rubber band around the mouth of the jar. And this is really important because this is going to, when the baking soda and the vinegar get together, it's gonna cause a chemical reaction. And a chemical reaction is when two different things come together, in this case vinegar and baking soda, and they come together and they react and they produce something else. So when the baking soda and the vinegar touch together, they're gonna create a bunch of bubbles, and all of those bubbles are going to blow up the glove and inflate it. And if you're using a balloon, you'll watch your balloon inflate. So now I have my rubber band very secured around the mouth of this jar, and I'm making sure that it's covering all of the bottom part of the glove so that nothing comes out and there's no mess. Okay friends, so this is the fun part, okay? When you're ready, we're gonna lift up this part over here of the glove with the baking soda. I can feel the baking soda in here. It feels squishy in my hands as I press it in the glove. And I'm gonna slowly bring it up. As you can see, there's a ton of bubbles. And those bubbles are gonna rise up. And as you can see, I put too much and it's going everywhere. So we just created a chemical reaction. Friends, do you see how that created a chemical reaction? And our glove blew up. It has so much air inside of here now. So when we mix vinegar and baking soda together, we get gas or air that forms together. So remember before our glove was just limp and didn't have any air inside? Now that we put the baking soda and the vinegar together, it created so many bubbles and it filled up our glove with air. And it did spill out a little bit, but not too much. Thankfully, the rubber band kept it all inside. And parents, once you have your baking soda and vinegar experiments all done and you're ready to dispose of them, you can totally just put these into the sink. It actually kind of helps unclog your sink. So it's safe, especially if you just use food grade food coloring. It should be totally fine, and you can dispose of these with some hot water into your sink.